What's up, everybody? Steven here for Off the Shelf Movie Night. I'm still in my PJ pants as I've been for, I don't know, months, but I'm recovering from this foot surgery, so I'm really laid up right now. But the good side is I'm watching a lot of physical media, and I hope you are too, especially in this Halloween season that we're in right now. I love the horror movies, as I'm sure most of you do too. So I've looked at a lot of stuff, and you'll be getting another 31 days of Halloween update coming soon about what I've been watching. But today we're talking about pickups. I've got a lot of stuff. Well, what I think is a lot of stuff, because as a curated buyer, I don't buy in huge quantity, but I've got a mass of things here to show you that I've been kind of building up. A handful of things sent to me by studios for review too. So if you like this kind of stuff, let me just get this out of the way. Like, subscribe, share. Really would appreciate it. Would do a lot for my channel if you did so. So yeah, let's talk about physical media. But I'm just going to knock the big guy out first, because this is what everyone's talking about, and I'm happy to be talking about it too. I've seen this particular version of it talked about less, and what that is the Back to the Future trilogy 4K set that is now out. It seems like most people online that I've been seeing have either been buying all the sets, or they've been buying the Steelbook set that has the little hoverboard with it, and that's cool and all, but I remember when I pre-ordered this thing, I looked at it and I was like, $65. I could have what I really want, which is the movies themselves, for $42 and change. Well, that extra $20 is enough to get an Arrow release or a Shout Factory release or something like that. So I just decided to go for the standard release, and I have a love-hate relationship with this release, and we're going to talk about that now. I've only had the chance today, since it just came in today, to glance at the transfers, and from what I see, they look pretty damn good. These are not, they're not top 5 qualifying, amazing, knock your socks off transfers, but they're top 15 probably, maybe top 10. They're really, really good. They're just not as consistent as some of the better transfers I've seen. I mean, just from scrolling through, and I got to sit down and really watch them, and maybe I'll have a different feeling. The HDR is beautiful. Color grading is great. The new levels of detail are phenomenal. There's so much work done set dressing-wise and costume and prop-wise that you really get, especially in Doc Brown's house, for example. You get these layers of detail that we didn't see before. But it is a little inconsistent. You know, I did notice there are some scenes, like in close-ups and things, that are a little fuzzy, and maybe some of that's due to the source material more than the transfer. But it is what it is. This is the best that these movies have ever looked. I don't want to downplay the quality, because they look incredible. They really do. And as I was scrolling through, I haven't stuck with any of them enough yet to talk to you about sound. So I really can't say. I heard it played, but I was looking through scenes just to get a feel for what the visual looked like. So I'll have to really talk more about the rest of it later. What I did also start doing is I did dig into the bonus features of the first film. Didn't finish them because they are substantial. So let's just go through this package. I love this package. I hate this package. It is the Digibook book style package. The front. There's the back. Got the DeLorean there, and just let me give you a look at the back of this. Also, there's the back of the slip box. It is a box. It's not as sturdy and nice as like an Arrow box as I would have liked. I wish it was nicer. I mean, I would have paid, an extra $5. I would have gone almost 50 if they'd given me a nice textured Arrow style box. But it is what it is. We have the movies, and they look beautiful. They put a lot of love into the transfers. I can already tell. So on the inside, we have images from the films, which is real cool. Each film, you get the 4K and the Blu-ray. Now, this is what I don't like. So, this style of storing the disc inside this envelope page situation, they're hard to get out. And I also think that they're kind of hard on the discs. I'm just going to pull it out part way just so you can see how it comes out. See, it slips out like that. That's the 4K. We have the Blu-ray on the other side, and then we have a listing of bonus features there. This says 4K bonus features, so this is stuff that's on the 4K disc, but I'm fairly certain that these same bonus features are repeated on the Blu-ray. I also don't know why we still get packages that have both. If you're buying 4K, you're buying 4K. I don't need these Blu-rays, but I will keep them because I want to keep the package complete. So let's just go through that. That's the first movie. There's Back to the Future Part 2 and Part 3. And then we have, of course, the extra page here. It says 2015, You Were in the Future. Additional bonus features there. Got an extra disc right there. So there's so much bonus features in this set. I just can't wait to get through all of it. We will do a bonus features breakdown on this because I'm going to watch every single thing here. This is giving me a little bit of a side, break from all of the horror that I'm watching. Super cool set, though. You can still get this set on Amazon for $42 and change. Well worth it. Well, it's the package is, it's okay. The package is okay. I think it's pretty, but I think the discs are better on spindles, to be honest with you. Now, I know that people who got the steel books are in a slotted box like this, and the slots have little pieces of cardboard in there to separate each steel book to keep them from scratching, and the steel books are on spindles. So part of me kind of thinks I should have gotten that just for the preservation of it, but I think if I'm careful with this, it'll be fine. I'll just have to be careful. So that is the Back to the Future trilogy. Very cool. So excited it's here. I've been waiting for it forever. Oh, I really just hit the mic right there. Sorry about that. I'll pull it up a little closer, though, just in case you're not hearing well. So I picked up a lot of stuff off Mercari and just some sales. Amazon Prime Day. So I finally grabbed this guy. This is David Cronenberg's Shivers, and you can see it is still factory sealed. I think I might replace one of my chosen horror movies for this Halloween season with this guy. Suffice it to say, sex zombies. Let's just put it that way. Watch this movie. David Cronenberg does some crazy stuff. He is one of the most innovative American filmmakers of all time. He really pushes boundaries and likes to sort of challenge you with his storytelling. So I was also very happy to pick this guy. I keep touching the microphone, you guys. I'm sorry. Is that like ASMR? I whispered it. I got Firestarter here. Firestarter is a classic Stephen King story brought to life on film. The main reason that this works is because of Drew Barrymore as the kid and George C. Scott as the really scary villain guy. Their performances are both spot on. This is sort of Stephen King's kind of horror, but a little bit of a sci-fi bent too. This is a supernatural thing. She has the power to, like telekinesis, and she could start fires. This is like she was part of a place that had the X-Men or the New Mutants before those things were outside of comics. But anyway, it's a Shout Factory release. I got it in the slipcover. I wasn't that particular about the slipcover, to be honest with you. We've had this discussion before, but the price was right with the slipcover, so I snapped it up. And it's cool. There is artwork there, and then we get the reversible art. This artwork here is kind of what I remember as, from a child, this version. Both pieces of art are good. I actually kind of like this commissioned art, honestly. I don't always need a floating head of the main actor, so kind of dig this, so we'll leave it. Even though something about the house, or the barn, she's burning a barn there, kind of makes me think of Amityville Horror. Okay, so here's something. If you've seen this, leave your thoughts in the chat, because I'm coming into this super cold. So Paramount sent me season 1 of this show called The Great. It stars Elle Fanning. That's all I know. I know nothing about this show. Seems to be a pretty cool package. This is a DVD release. I don't know anything about this. If you've seen it, the only thing I know is I heard from one of my friends that it's funny. That is absolutely all I know. I'm very annoyed that this is a DVD release, though. I can't believe they're still putting things out on DVD. This should be a Blu-ray release, because if you watch it streaming, you can watch it in HD. That's a ding against it right away. But happy to have it on physical. Here is, and now some of these, I don't think I've shown these to you, but I did shoot this video once before and screwed it up, so that may be what I'm remembering, so bear with me if I have showed some of these to you before. This is The Signal. This is a great old horror movie. Basically, a random kind of, unexplained signal comes through people's TVs, makes them crazy, and they start killing each other. This is very nihilistic. Has some social commentary built into it. Very well acted. Movie that people don't talk about much nowadays, but this is a really good horror movie. Got a creature feature here. I think some of these, actually, I think these two, I know this one for sure, and the others I'm going to show, some of the others I'm going to show here, where you may have got a glance of in my 31 days of horror, Halloween horror, whatever you want to call it, because I put these in, I ordered these specifically for that. I got great deals on them on the internet, and I kind of wanted new stuff to watch. So the other one is Splinter. Splinter is a creature feature. Basically, there's a spiky monster that if he gets a spike in you, you turn into a zombie. This is, it's taut, it's short, it's to the point, it's very tight, one location story. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lower budget from the early 2000s horror film. This one, I talked about these a little bit in my 31 Days of Horror, so I'm not going to go into this too much, but We Summon the Darkness is a great old horror film. We get a cool slip here. There's the back. Stars Johnny Knoxville. He plays a preacher. He's part of a religious group who is railing against, basically calling everything satanic. This falls into the satanic panic of the 80s where heavy metal music was considered satanic. So this is really a commentary on that era of pop culture. It's good. It's funny. It's got some good gore in it. Highly recommend. Grace. I haven't opened this one yet, but I'm about to. This is in this coming week's watches. Grace tells the story of a woman who's... it has a lot of social commentary in it about pregnancy, but without getting too spoilery, because I think you should find this movie and watch it. This is much more sort of an art house horror film, so it is horror. There is, horror elements in it, but it also is done with, thought and commentary and meaning. It's not just mindless horror, which I enjoy as well. But basically, a pregnant woman, imagine a pregnant woman who's going to get eaten from the inside by her baby. I don't want to get too much into it, but see the movie. It's really good, really well acted. So I kind of have an interesting feeling about these Mill Creek sort of classic packages, and I picked this one up because it was very cheap. This is Silent Rage. This is an old Chuck Norris action film. You can see the slipcover there. We've got the VHS. I remember seeing these on Sunday afternoon TV with my dad as a kid. MVD does these MVD rewinds, and then Mill Creek, which this one is a Mill Creek, also does these. And the thing about Mill Creek a lot of times is they don't do new transfers. They're kind of like Kino Lorber. Sometimes they just get a hold of transfers and they pop them on a disc and throw them out there with no bonuses. And that's what this is. So normally I wouldn't purchase this. Okay, it's cool. This is a cool package. I like even the ends of it. But I prefer to have new transfers and bonus features. But this is the only way you can get this movie. And I remember, it's nostalgia. I remember it from a kid. So there you go. Here's a repurchase. You may remember when I bought this, the case was broken. So I contacted Amazon, and the only recourse I had was to get a refund. So I was like, well, fine, I'll get a refund. And when I get the money back, I'll just reorder it, which is, so I got the money back, and then randomly, this came in my mailbox. This is the complete series of Eureka. Eureka was a science fiction Sci-Fi Channel TV show. I don't want to get into it too much because we did talk about this on a previous pickup video. But it is a science fiction series where the greatest minds in the world are all living in this small, hidden little Mayberry-type town where they do experiments and come up with the technology of the future. And a lot of times it goes wrong. And this guy not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but a very common sense guy, normal guy, ends up being the sheriff of the town and ends up saving a lot of smart people's lives. So that's a lot of fun. It's kind of like in the area of The Good Place as far as its style, look and feel. Completely different story, obviously, but the look and feel kind of reminds me of that. Anyway, so I guess I just got this for free. This is kind of crazy. But anyway, highly recommended. Highly recommended. You need a TV show to watch. This is recommended. Okay, now I have some things here. Gosh, I hope I didn't talk to you about this stuff already. I just feel like I've done this video a couple of times, so I don't know. So when you're a writer for different outlets, you get sent screeners from companies to do reviews, and what they're called is pre-production screeners. And I've seen these on sale on Mercari a few times, and that's just bad etiquette, because you kind of make a promise when you agree to take these screeners that you won't put them out there, because they're final, usually final. I mean, 99% of the time when I get them, it's a final disc. When you put the disc in, it's exactly what you would buy retail, but they're pre-packaging. So if you see these, I know you're going to be tempted to buy them. I really wish you wouldn't, because, we try to have a little bit of honor among our collectors and the people who make our collections grow. So anyway, here's some screeners that I have for review. This is The Last Starfighter from Arrow Video. I will end up buying this because I already tell you I love this movie, and I have faith that Arrow did a great transfer. This is a cool old 80s science fiction movie about a kid who's really good at playing video games who ends up piloting a ship that's responsible for trying to save the world. So it's campy and quirky and very 80s and silly. I love it. And like I said, I know they're going to do a great job. I can't wait to look and see what bonus features are here. What else we got here? This is a movie called Warning from Space. This also is an Arrow Films release. And, I get these packages at random. I don't know anything about it. I don't know what this is. If you know, put it in the comments. Let me know what I'm actually about to get into. So this one's real cool. I've reviewed this one already. I just didn't show it to you guys. I have Mallrats here. Mallrats is coming out, or is out, actually, to buy right now in a really cool package, a 2-disc set. So I got both discs here sent to me in this manner. It is a really great set. Mallrats, to me, is maybe, if it's not his best, it's his second best Kevin Smith's movies. And they give you the theatrical cut, then they give you a really fun TV cut that was done where all the curse words had to be dubbed over, and Jason Mewes just didn't show up for the dubbing, so they had to get someone else, so it obviously changes in the dubbed scenes. There's a lot of interviews in here with cast, and Kevin Smith spends a lot of time sharing stuff. Very, very good release. And then we have the 2-disc release of The Deeper You Dig. I don't know too much about this movie. The Deeper You Dig is a release from Arrow Video. It is out to buy right now. And I know it's made by a family. I know it's an independent project made by a family. The husband and wife and kids are in the film, and I hear it's good. I don't know. What do you know about The Deeper You Dig? These are just, again, cold sent to me for review. So that is screeners from Arrow Video sent for review. So there's a lot of stuff here for me to dig through. So the rest of Halloween and November are going to be chock full of cool stuff. So what have you been picking up? What are you watching for 31 days of Halloween? Please share it with me in the comments. Talk about physical media, because this is, what we're here to do. Anyway, until next we meet, pull something cool off the shelf, share with your friends and family, and remind them why films and TV are best viewed on physical media. I'll see you guys on the next one.